Get hot right now. So should be going live now. As it gets hot, let me thank everybody for watching and hitting the play button. And yep, we're live. And yes, this is the First Inning Radio Show. You can find us on any platform that you listen to. And we got some baseball news today. Will MLB season be delayed or not? So we're gonna talk about that today. Uh, Find us on all social media, the First Inning Radio Show, and search for me, the BX Bomber 2011, on Twitter and Instagram. And I'm here along with Roger, the big Yankee fan. Say hello, Roger.
Hello, good evening, BX Palmer, and everything is going pretty good. We in the Mid-Atlantic and the Northeast got hit with a heavy-duty snowstorm in the Mid-Atlantic and the Northeast. And as far as the baseball season is concerned, I have done some research, and it is set in stone. The players' union has rejected the owner's offer to delay the season until April 28th, and the owners wanted to delay until April 28th, and they will be starting on time, set in stone on April 1st, and they will have fans from the jump, and they will have fans that will be placed into areas that they will call pods, where a group of people will buy tickets, and then they will be split by 6 feet or several seats from the other group of fans. And the players have rejected the owner's proposal to start the season a month later. And the owners and the players are having bad blood between them. But the players have the final say, and Major League Baseball has officially come out and said that the season that they're reporting to spring training in mid-February, and that the season will start on time, set in stone.
Yeah, I could see the season starting on time, but I don't see it happening with fans, though. I think it might be too early for fans, though.
They are saying they are having fans. These things are all determined already.
Oh, and they did say they did say they would have fans in selected cities, though. Not all stadiums would have fans, though. They did say that.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I see.
So Yankee Stadium might not have fans.
Oh, well, we'll have to see then. But as of right now, the Yankee management is planning on having them. Cashman has come out and said that they will have fans, and that they will be in potted areas where you have a group that is together and another group. There will be a limited capacity, but they are fully planning on having fans.
Yeah, sounds good, man. So I wonder how they're gonna do it. How they're gonna let them in? What's gonna be? They don't. Did they say what's gonna be the protocol? You have to take a COVID test, a vaccine shot, or they're just gonna let us in?
There will be social distancing taking place, and they will have like a lot of times. That is still not all set, and they can also have the vaccine center. And the fans attending the game, they will have an area designated for the people that are getting vaccines. And then they will have the other gates open for the fans coming into the game.
So people without vaccine go through one gate, and people that are vaccinated go through another gate?
Well, those that are coming, it's only going to be for Bronx residents, by the way, the vaccinations.
No, we're talking about getting inside to the game.
Oh, yes, they are going to have a designated gate for the fans that are arriving, for the people that are arriving for vaccines, and then they will have the other gates available for all of the fans coming in. And there will be no COVID test, and there will be no temperature test, and there will be no proof of vaccination.
Wow. That sounds crazy, but that sounds like wishful thinking in New York, man. I doubt Mayor de Blasio gonna go for that, man. I'll tell you that thing right now. One thing, Mayor de Blasio, he's not gonna let you in nowhere without a temperature check. Number two, de Blasio, he ain't gonna let you nowhere in without a COVID screening, especially Governor Cuomo. To go to the Buffalo Bills game, that they had the playoff for, they had it
Mm-hmm.
specialized where if you were going to the game, you had to get a COVID test before you went to enter.
No,
You
no,
know,
Major League Baseball is not planning on any of that.
but see, Major League Baseball could say one thing, but local governments have the right to reject that claim. You
Yeah,
understand?
that is a possibility, right?
Cuomo doesn't have to let the Yankees have fans in the building. That's a fact. If Cuomo says
Yeah,
no, the Yankees can't do it. That's bottom. They could say, yeah, we ready and all that. We have a protocol and all that. But the problem is that right now the positivity rate is at 7%. You see,
yeah.
and they're not gonna let nothing happen until it gets way below 0%. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And for that to go down to 0% as it did last year, that's gonna take up to 4 to 5 months for it to get to zero. You see what I'm saying?
Wow.
So I wonder what the experts think, like Dr. Fauci and these guys think that if it's reasonable to have, but if you listen to the picture that you painted me by what you explained, you're gonna
Mm-hmm.
have a line of people going for the vaccine at Yankee Stadium. That's how many hundred of people that's gonna be there, and then you're gonna mix these people with people going to a baseball game, right? At the
Yeah,
same time, that hundreds of people, and
that's
then
what they
you
have
got
planned.
the traffic around Yankee Stadium. You got the crowded trains that's gonna happen. That is a COVID cluster f up waiting to happen. Because
Yeah,
right now you're talking about average people, the general public getting vaccinated. They're not gonna have that vaccine for the general public till March, April, May, June.
right.
Cause we don't even have the vaccine right now, and they supplying first responders and senior citizens, and they ran out. So
Right.
how long is that gonna take to get to the general public? Right? Now I can
Yeah,
understand now. I can understand now. Now if the general public is getting the vaccine, and there's people online getting it, the general public is getting it. Yes, open up Yankee Stadium. You know what I'm saying? Open up Madison
right.
Square Garden. Open up Giants, whatever, because people are getting vaccinated. So we can at least get back to normal life now. Because at least the
Right.
vaccine is going around, but the vaccine hasn't even hit the normal people yet. You know, so man, I don't know that it still sounds crazy. Just the other day, they let in Miami, fans into the basketball game, the
Right.
in Miami Heat. I don't know. I don't know if they did it regularly. I think it was just for one night. I'm not sure what it was, but they did let some fans in. So I think it's only certain states are doing it. You know what I mean? I think it's up to the governor. And a lot
Yeah,
of these
I
governors
do
don't
see what
have
you're saying.
restrictions. Say
I
what?
do see what you're saying, but the Yankees are very powerful in New York, and they are planning on having fans. They are not going to have another season without fans.
No, that's true, but I doubt that they will. I doubt that they. I truly doubt that they're gonna let the fans in like that, packed in on April 1st. It could happen, but
Right.
it's too soon to call. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because we don't know how the African strand, the UK strand, the Brazilian strand, coronavirus strand, this and that strand. We don't know how powerful these things are, and what if they return and start killing more people again, and the positivity rate goes up again by the time of April. Then what we're gonna do? They have to close.
I
They're
know.
gonna have to. They're gonna have to close. They're gonna have to stop the season.
Right.
You know what I'm
In other
saying?
words,
So
what they're saying, what you're saying, is that Major League Baseball may have all kinds of set plans, and that they are writing things in stone the way that I read them to be me. But, with the uncertainty of this pandemic, there is no telling exactly what is going to happen.
Well, you gotta understand too, Roger. As a business, they have to have a proposal on opening the stadiums. They have to have a proposal, and they have to propose that proposal to local governments. You understand? That's only
Right.
they only following protocol. So what you're hearing is, yeah, MLB want to start on time. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's like every other restaurant in New York City. You understand?
Right.
Every other New York City saying the same thing. Here's my proposal. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to make sure this and that is perfect for people to enjoy our entertainment. And these people are writing these proposals to the governments to get their businesses up. Same thing like MLB baseball. They got to tell somebody, yo, we're going to do this and this is how we're going to do it. You know what I mean? You have to have a plan to open up. Now, you can say all that. And now it's up to the government to say, yeah, okay, let people in. You know what I mean? Because still movie theaters are not allowing nobody in. Madison Square Garden, they ain't letting nobody in there. The Barclays Center, they ain't letting nobody in there. Giant Stadium, they ain't letting in nobody in there. So
the Jets and Giants didn't have any fans this year?
The Giants, no. They played a whole season with no fans.
Wow.
And other stadiums, they have fans, but the Giants didn't.
Wow.
You see? So that's what I'm trying to explain. Like, it's up to the governors. It's really up to the governors. Murphy of New Jersey and Cuomo of New York for us.
Right.
And if you've been following the whole coronavirus pandemic politics of it, whatever New Jersey does, New York does after. You understand?
Right.
So let's say, for example, New Jersey is going to open up 25% of the restaurants for indoor dining, right? They do that, bam. New York takes a look at it for about a week or two. Then they say, okay, starting Valentine's Day, this February, they will open up to 25% capacity indoor dining.
Right.
You see? So now they only doing that because the mom and pop restaurants are hurting, and they got to pay all this rent and all that. So they got to open up these restaurants. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I don't blame them doing that. But now you're talking 25% of a restaurant being open. That's what? 10 people sitting down in a restaurant compared to, compared to Yankee Stadium, where you're going to be sitting with 25% of Yankee Stadium. That is
about 10,000, 15,000.
I want to say 15,000. And you're mingling around these people. Now, 15,000 people you're in the stands with at Yankee Stadium. The positivity rate is still 7%, let's say, right? Let's say by April it gets down to 4%. Let's say that, 4%, right? That means out of that 15,000 people, there is at least 400 people that are infected with the coronavirus. You understand? So you can be walking home with the person, or getting on the train with the person, or even walking by him, buying something at the concession stand, and you're gonna get COVID.
Right.
You know what I mean?
What they would have, you're making all very good points, that, masks would be required, and sanitizing stations would be required, and masks would be required at all times until you're sitting in your seat with the people that you came with, and they would have all of those safety precautions as well. You are making some good points, and this is another story that I just wanted to get to that I told you about earlier, and that was that I have been able to save a decent amount of money, and I was going to commit to about 4 games, including the complimentary game from 2019, and I tried to buy the tickets, and when I went on to Ticketmaster, my MasterCard debit card was not allowed to go through. And I called the bank, and the bank explained to me that MasterCard was blocking sales to Ticketmaster because of fraud. And that I'm going to the bank to find out what is happening with my MasterCard and how they can rectify the situation. But it gave me pause because everything that you just said were things that I was thinking about as well, where I may still wait a couple of months before I commit to tickets because things are still very uncertain.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind them starting the season on time. It's
Right,
just that how you gonna put fans in there? You know what I mean? While we
right,
still while we still have the cut under the band-aid. You know what I'm saying? You literally trying to rip the band-aid off while we still bleeding.
right, right. The scab hasn't even formed.
You know what I'm saying? It hasn't even got hard yet. And you're trying to rip it
Right,
off and we're gonna bleed again.
right.
Especially in places like New York, the Bronx, City Field, and all these other places, man. These people are nuts.
The area that you're in, I'm very thankful that you have not gotten sick because the area you are directly around Yankee Stadium, they're at a 10.25 percentage.
Yeah, man. That's why I've been staying away from Yankee Stadium actually. A lot
Right,
of it. I haven't been because there's a lot of high traffic area. You know what I
right,
mean? A lot of people. 161st Street is a big major transfer hub
right,
from the four train. 5 train. Is it the 5 train stops there? No, the 4 train and the D train and the B train. These goes up to Fordham Road and those the orange color. And
right.
yeah, a lot of people transfer to those trains there. So that's a big transfer hub. And they got the buses there that go up 161 and up down the concourse. Those are big major buses too. A lot of people take those buses. So, and a lot of people also like to get off the train, shop around the area of Yankee Stadium, and then take the bus home. You know,
Right.
that's what a lot of people do. So yeah, it's a big you know, it's not
Big
easy, man.
transportation hub, as you said.
Yeah, it really is, man. And imagine what I just said just now, and now you're adding the Yankee game in there, you know, with all these people, extra people now. Now you're adding the traffic of people because nobody wants to. Here's the thing, nobody's gonna want to take the train now. Coronavirus and all that. Nobody want to take the train now. So now you got more cars. Now they're gonna need more people to work because they have to open up all these parking lots now. You see? So
Yeah.
now they can hit you in the pocket. Yankees, if you're listening, charge them way more money in the parking lot. You get them at the parking lot now. That's where you make your money right there.
Yeah, yeah. I see what you're saying. You're making very good points. And I was just reporting what Major League Baseball. But I do believe that the season will start on time unless something changes. As of right now, they said the season has been decided. The players have been ramping up for mid-February start. A lot of the players already have housing arrangements already set up. But even when I think about it, like say the Cactus League in Arizona, that's in Maricopa County, which has huge infection rates. But they are planning, the Players Association has the final say, and they have rejected the owner's offer, and they will be starting in mid-February.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they're gonna do all that. Now it's up to the government to allow them to do
Right,
that. Now that Trump's not in office, now you don't have these guys that are scared of him and that are gonna say, "Oh yes, we'll still open it anyway." Remember, a lot of these states never closed down.
right,
So they don't know what it is to shut down. So all they know is to have everything open in those
right.
states. We've been shut down, so we already know what it is to be shut down and have nothing already. You know what I mean? We're already
Exactly.
used to it. So it's up to. I mean, it's up to them. I don't see the problem with even spring training is gonna be hard too because you gotta play against other players and stuff. They're gonna have to make it as a bubble, spring training as a
Right.
bubble. That's the only way they can do it because you know how spring training is. These guys have their families around, their friends, and all that coming to see them at the game. So that is gonna get people infected, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna get players infected as well. And now this is gonna be the year of not the injured list. It's gonna be the COVID list.
Wow.
15, 15, 20 days COVID list, right? That means
Yeah.
that means you tested positive for COVID. Now you out the game for 10 to 15, 20 days until you test negative for COVID. Then you can return back to your team. How about that?
Right.
So now they're destroying. Oh my goodness, man. They're gonna hurt themselves in the long run, man. Because look, even in the World Series with the Dodgers, that guy tested positive for the Dodgers and he couldn't play in that final game.
Justin Turner.
You know, and they didn't want to let him celebrate with his guys and all that, but he went anyway. You see?
Right.
So they are gonna have COVID restrictions. I already know that. So this is the first season. I guarantee you're gonna see the CL, the COVID list.
Right.
The COVID list. They're gonna have the IL and the CL. You know what I mean? And that's gonna hurt teams, man. Now, let's talk about the Yankees now, right?
Right.
Now we're playing, and what happens if Garrett Cole tests positive for COVID? Now he can't start his next 2 starts, 3, 4 starts, right?
Right.
Because if you test positive, as an example, Garrett Cole, he's gonna have to miss 2 starts because you have to wait 10 to 15 days to get negative, right?
Right.
Now for him to go back to training and all that, you know how they do, Roger. They send you down to Tampa Bay. They give you a nice beach chair to give you a nice suntan on the sun in Florida. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Your feet in the sand, and then after 2 or 3 starts, you missed again. So now that's 2. You missed 5 starts. That is about a month worth already you've missed of the season, and now you come back to the team.
Right.
You know, and
You're making a very good point. I'm just saying that Major League Baseball is like charging full speed ahead, and
Yeah.
they're not really about all these protocols. The Yankees are reporting to Tampa. The other teams are reporting to their spring training sites. They plan on traveling, doing spring training. I mean, there'll be some protections, but they're, as of right now, MLB is charging full speed ahead.
Yeah, man, it sounds real crazy, man, that the Yankees won't even well, they have to because now they're gonna say, you know, they have in their proposal, like we explained, they're gonna say, oh yeah, we have 400 400 dispensers of hand sanitizer and all kind of nonsense around, you know, and all kind of stupidness, you know.
Yeah, they have to have all those hand sanitizer stations set up throughout the ballpark, and everyone will be wearing masks. But you don't have to wear a mask when you're sitting in your seat. But when you're walking around, you have to have a mask.
Yeah, of course. No, you have to have it's mandated at every establishment in New York. You have to have a mask, you know, to be
Right.
anywhere. Um, but and then again, I don't think the mask is gonna really help you, you know, because
Right.
what it is that there's these particles out of people's mouths that come spitting out, you know, to get you infected. So
Yeah.
as we, I just brought up the view of Yankee Stadium now, and
Oh, yeah.
and if you can, and I'm gonna turn it to the right here. I don't know if you're watching it on your screen, but
I'm going to go right now. I have to turn the sound down.
but now I've turned the camera to the seats, right?
Mhm.
Now, do you feel comfortable being in front of people that are behind you, screaming and yelling?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. You're making very good points.
Now check this out, right? Now check this out, right? Just to visualize, right? Now I'm at my seat, right? I just came back from the damn concession stand. I got me my soda, my pretzel with some mustard on it, you know. Uh, and I don't use the hot sauce. That's too hot for me. But and now you're sitting there trying to eat your pretzel, right? And now you got some now. Okay, it's social distancing, right? The seats are gonna be in pods, like you said, right? Okay,
Right.
so now you got a guy behind me, right? Let's say I don't know how many seats, maybe 4 rows back, right? Maybe
Yeah.
four. Let's say 4 rows back, right? And he's screaming at the top of his lungs, "Let's go Yankees! Let's go Yankees!" Don't you think some of that will get into the air and get onto your food and on you as well?
Well, let me explain that the mask can stop larger droplets, but the COVID virus itself, if you look at it, it is extremely microscopic, and it has protein stems on it, and it is extremely microscopic. And you have your mask, and the mask, you can't see it with the naked eye, but the mask has microscopic pores on it. And the COVID virus is aerosolic. It can pass right through those pores and be held in the air in an aerosolic way, hovering in the air. And it is the equivalent, the mask is the equivalent of trying to stop a bunch of mosquitoes with a chain link fence. You follow what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I saw a video on YouTube, and they were demonstrating that exact point that you just said. The different masks let particles out, right? Now what they discovered was the best mask from breathing in and stopping those particles is the type 2 mask from the hospital.
Right.
Not the cheapo mask that you see made in China. Not that one that everybody has. It's the special one that the doctors have. And like when you watch the news, you see them wearing it. They have it on. It's a special one. And it looks
Right.
like it looks like the cheapo one from China. It looks like that one, but this one is made out of a better material.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And yeah, it's called a type 2. That one is the best one. I mean, other
Right.
than that, you need a whole if you can get the gas mask like from the army, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? That covers the mouth and thing with the air filters, then I think that's the only
Yeah.
way you can go.
Yeah. I see what you're saying exactly, and you're making all very good points. So the only thing, my view, what I was saying is what MLB has planned, and I do think that they will be starting on time. I don't know how proper that is for them to be doing that. To be honest, I think that they should need a little bit more time to get the virus under control a bit better. And I think it might be a wiser idea to start on April 28th rather than April 1st. But the Players Association has rejected that offer, and the Players Association has the final say. And Major League Baseball has come out and said it is set in stone now. It is final. The Major League Baseball Players Association has rejected the offer, and the season will be starting in mid-February. All teams are to report to the spring training facility.
Do you think they can have spring training in their own ballparks?
They certainly do plan on it.
No, I'm saying in their own baseball park, like have spring training, like have spring training in Yankee Stadium. The Mets have spring training in Citi Field, like that, like they did last year.
I've heard no plans for that. They plan to report to their facilities, and many of the teams, including the Yankees, can do a lot of social distancing because they have multiple fields and multiple complexes, so they can have the players spread out.
That's what I figured. That's what I figured. But the thing is that will they? You see, like But that's the thing, you know, a normal spring training. They normally go to Tampa, George M. Steinbrenner Field, the whole 9 yards, right? And they have
Right.
all these other players there with them. You know, the major leaguers, the minor leaguers, you know, triple A, double A, A ball is all there, you know. So what's gonna happen with those players? You know what I'm saying?
Well, that is something that they have not set yet. The Major League Baseball has to be able to decide the protocols on the amount of players they can have in camp.
So I probably think that they only have major league players there.
Possibly, possibly. You know, that's why they have not announced the invitees to spring training because they still don't have it set as to how many players they can have in camp.
And not only that, right? Um, wouldn't you start the season until the players, well, not start the season on time, but let fans in the stadium when the players are eligible for the vaccine?
That's why you know I think it wouldn't do them any harm to start the season on April 28th and extend the season by a week in at the end of the year. I think that might be a better idea, but the Players Association is being very stubborn about this, and they are insisting that they start on time. The owners even said that if they cut the season down from 162 to 154 games, they would give the players full pay as if it was a 162 game season, and the players have even rejected that.
Wow. So they playing hardball then. They playing
Right.
hardball then. So it's gonna
There's
go
a
back.
lot of animosity between the owners and the players, and I could see why the players and the owners might be having a little bit of worry about not having a full season because 22 could be interrupted or shortened as well. So
Well,
you could have a shortened season this year or shortened season last year, and possibly a canceled or shortened season in 2022.
well, I had an article up on the screen from ESPN, and it said they're worried about the pandemic getting crazy in April. Then they would have to shut down the season, you know, after they just started it. You know what I mean?
Right,
So, what they were saying in that ESPN article that a lot of people are telling them that it's not a good idea for them to start on time like that. But
right,
you know, it's up to, well, you know, without fans, I can understand them doing it. You know what I'm saying? I could get it. I could, all right, they could play without fans. But if you're gonna insist that you're gonna have fans in right on opening day, that's just crazy talk.
right.
You know what I mean? You're just talking out of the butthole right there because that doesn't even make sense.
As I said, you're making very good points here. No doubt
And
about it.
not only that, government. Oh, perfect point. Government law right now. You're not you're not supposed to have more than a certain amount of people in a building anyway.
Right,
So, uh, um, 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 let's say like they only allow a small wedding of 20 people. You understand? The law is you can't have more than that. You know what I mean? Anywhere. So you can't throw a party or nothing or even have a baseball game with more than 20 people in the stands because it's against the law right now.
in New York, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So even that's why the movie theaters haven't opened up yet. You know,
Right,
they're still trying to figure that out. And so right now it's only the main thing that's really open is main main stores. You know,
right.
like Target and Walmart.
The big corporate box stores.
Yeah, and the mom and pop stores are closed. They're dying. So that's why
Yeah,
they're trying to easing up the law for them to open up. You know, but it's still gonna be at restriction. You know what I'm saying? They're just allowing them to do it. So MLB baseball is unrealistic, you know? He's
Yeah,
being
I
is
mean, when you think about it, you know, some of these protocols and laws are ridiculous. This is the biggest transfer of wealth upward in the history of the country. We
yeah,
did have a thing called the Gilded Age as far as income inequality is concerned, and we are way, way past that now. You know, you can go you can pack into a Walmart, but you can't go into a little appliance store. You know, it's ridiculous.
right. They're closed
And
down.
there's
They
a
can't even
huge
operate.
transfer of wealth up to the wealthiest billionaires.
Yeah, man. So all that money, who's the people making the money right now is Amazon. Amazon is making all the money through shipping,
Amazon, Walmart, Target, you know,
all
all
through
the big
shipping.
corporations.
They ship it to your house. You buy it online and they ship it to your house. You don't even have to go there no more. You understand?
Right,
So all these, so they trying to help the small business help, but that doesn't mean that they're gonna have a full stadium of fans in Yankee Stadium. You know what I
right,
mean? So I don't know, man. They should just play without the fans and just try to almost start it on time. At
right,
least they can do that. You know what I mean?
right,
Because even though too, man, you got to think about your own players. You want your players to get sick?
right. I understand.
You know? How you gonna stop them from breathing in that? Remember, they gotta breathe in the same air that we do,
Right,
and who knows how far that could travel. That if I'm sitting at the foul pole right next to Aaron Judge, and you got
right.
COVID, and that's in the air, floating in the air, and it gets to him, then what?
Well, you know, the protocol has been 6 foot distance between people, and but now with the new variants being much more highly contagious. I mean, all of these, they really don't know. There's so much they don't know. There's so much even the best scientists don't really know, and that's why you're making very good points. I was just projecting the MLB stand on everything as of right now. That this is what they plan to do, and this is how they have it set. It's really, no one knows anything. As I've often said, everything could change by tomorrow.
Yeah, and plus, and let's not mention the fact that the people that live in the Bronx, they don't even wear masks. Okay,
Right,
so forget about it. It's gonna be a disaster.
right, right.
Oh,
I understand. But anyway, I think I want to call this a little bit shorter. I have to head into another room now, and I would like to call our show a little bit shorter. But I think we've done a good half hour, 35 minutes, and we will be back on Friday.
yeah, definitely, man. We'll be back.
And I will be on Zoom on Friday.
All right, perfect, man. So we'll end the show there, and thank everybody for listening. And we'll see everybody on the next one. So so long, everybody, and see ya.